Hello folks, welcome back. It's time for some qualifying action. We've got Bahrain under the lights. We'll try and sync up as best we can, I suppose. If you want to, you can watch ahead if you want to. Try not to give too many spoilers in the chat if you're ahead. I've just had the opening title, so I think I'm about a minute and a bit behind. But yeah, hello to everyone. Hello to Objo, hello to Sean, and hello to Jezza. Say hello if you're in the chat. We'll get some timings up on the screen as well when drivers start going out on the track. But it looks like probably an all McLaren front row, which honestly not against, because I grew up probably 40 minutes away from the McLaren, the place, the town where the McLaren base is in Woking. So I grew up about 45 minutes away from there. So they're kind of my local team. Not anymore. I'm a little bit further away than I used to be. But, you know, from all the years that McLaren have struggled from sort of the early 2010s to now, I think everyone sort of can cut them some slack in terms of being the dominant force. Obviously, with like lots of action at the front, but, you know, let's see what happens when you pit Lando Norris and Oscar Piastri head to head. Hello, Jermat. Welcome to the stream. I will try and get the timings that are up on the stream synced up with what's on my feed. So what I'm reacting to is the same as what's being shown on the screen. I'll also try and do the same with my iPad, so that I'm not having to try and look at it on the other screen. It's just easier if I have it in front of me here. So, I've currently got Max Verstappen on screen. Crazy Place is watching 2 watch-alongs at the same time and watching qualifying. Wow. I know there's the phrase of having eyes in the back of your head, but I think I need about 10,000 eyes to manage that. Hello to Alavrado. Hello to Ben. How's your holiday? Alavrado, big Williams fan. How are they going to get on today? Are they going to get into Q3 with both cars? Also, leave a vote on the poll. Currently, after 7 votes, Lando Norris is the favourite for pole position. If I was able to vote, which weirdly I'm not able to, because I made the poll, tell you what, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to open up the stream on a different tab and I'm going to vote. I'm going to vote on my poll. No, it won't let me. It won't even. No, it won't let me vote on my poll. That's annoying. Right, we have got cars going out on track. So let's pause that one at 17. What are we at here? 1650. We'll make that 1645. So we'll hold that there. And that gives me some time to sync up everything. So yeah, Alvarado is expecting Q3 with Albon. You might mute this one. Crazy plays, unbelievable scenes. Sainz will be closer. 1 Haas into Q3. I'd have to create a new account, of course. Right, let's just get this synced up. Fernando Alonso is 3-0 up in qualifying against Lance Stroll, but Lance Stroll has all the points for Aston Martin this season. Right, let's get the timings all synced up. Ready, 1, 2, 3, and go. Right, I think we're all synced up. So I'm at 16 minutes and 38 seconds for anyone who wants to sync their stream up along with mine. We'll keep the poll open until the end of Q2. Who do I think will go out in Q1? So I'm going to go with Bortoleto, Stroll, Doohan, Ocon, and Hulkenberg. I'm going to go with both Saubers out in Q1. Let us know who you think is going to get eliminated in the first part of qualifying. Hulkenberg charging down to turn 1. In he goes. Slightly wide of the apex, but carried good speed by the look of it. Who watched the F2 race, by the way? That was exciting. The late safety car spiced that up a real treat. I had the pleasure of being able to listen to the drivers in the press conference about 10 minutes ago, and I got to ask them about the race as well. So I'll be writing parts of that up for InsideF2.com. So if you're an F2 fan, make sure to check that out later on this evening. Crazy Places going Bortoletto, Hulkenberg, Stroll, Doohan and Alonso. Wow. 4 green cars out in Q1. All the green cars out in qualifying. Thomas is going Lawson, Stroll, Esteban Ocon, Hulkenberg and Bortoletto. Alonso currently the fastest man in the first sector. The live timing doesn't seem to be updating. Oh, there we go. It is now. Let's hope that it does keep updating. Might have to move it over here and keep it open. Right, here comes Alonso, and he goes fastest. Yeah, it's updating, so that's all good. Good stuff. Felt like the Australian Grand Prix in F1 where after the second safety car it went crazy. It did go crazy. It was, yeah, I mean, the chief crazy was from Alex Dunn, who was just sending dive bombs, or as I've now termed them, Dunn bombs, at every opportunity. Lance Stroll has had his lap time deleted. Here come the Ferraris. They've brought some upgrades and it doesn't look like it's got them much closer to McLaren. But maybe McLaren are just very strong at this track and everybody else is just struggling a bit. It's a rear limited circuit and the McLaren is very good on its tyres. Max Verstappen on screen. How is he going to do? All right, Max Verstappen starts his lap right now. 29.3 for Alonso, first sector, is the best time so far, which is 0.3 better than what Hulkenberg delivered and what Stroll delivered. Verstappen's been struggling through practice. Let's see what he's got first sector. He's run right onto the white line. They've extended that line though, and he's a 29.3. He's marginally up on Alonso. It's a 29.2 in fact. Hey Ashmeet, how you doing? Welcome to the stream. Tell us who you think's going to be on pole position, or how far ahead McLaren are going to be. DRS open for Max Verstappen as we see Yuki Tsunoda does a 29.3. Gasly with a 29.5. Your broadcast went to 50p. Oh no. Alright, Verstappen's not that far up on Alonso. So either Alonso's lap is really good or Verstappen might be struggling. And Tsunoda's up. Oh, a lock-up for Verstappen. He's gone wide. And that lap is in the bin. Max Verstappen goes straight to the pit lane. Oh dear. Ishmeet, you're from India. Your first time watching F1. How is it going? It's going very well. We've got cars on track, and it's been exciting so far. And Yuki Tsunoda goes a quarter of a second clear of Fernando Alonso. You can't watch it live. Well, you're in the right place. I can keep you completely up to speed with what is going on. I can't show you the pictures because otherwise I will get deleted. But I can tell you what's going on. Right, let's have a look at what the Ferrari's doing. Jack Doohan goes to the top of the times. We're just getting another look at Verstappen's lockup. Just snatches the right front and goes in a bit deep. He says there's something very wrong with the car. Alright, just keeping an eye on the Ferrari. So Hamilton's done a 29.2. He's matched Verstappen's first sector. He's marginally slower. Leclerc does a... Oh, wow. He does a 28.9. He's 0.3 up on Hamilton. He might be keeping his tyres alive, though, Mike Hamilton, for that final sector. Don't want to chew them up too much. He's only just a bit up on Doohan as he comes through the middle sector. He's not quite had the edge that he might have thought. Piastri, only a 29.2 in the first sector. Lewis Hamilton completing his lap now. His former teammate George Russell is stealing a slipstream behind. And Lewis Hamilton only goes second fastest. Half a tenth behind Jack Doohan, but he only needs to get into Q2, so that's okay. Tsunoda's had his lap time deleted for track limits. So currently Red Bull have no times on the board. Here comes Charles Leclerc. His middle sector, 39.6, matches Hamilton's. Has he taken too much out of the tyre? Charles Leclerc goes half a second ahead of Jack Doohan. So Hamilton's got some time to find, but Piastri is a man in a hurry. Although Lando Norris is quicker than Piastri in the middle sector. 39.1 for Lando, 39.3 for Oscar Piastri. The Australian goes to the top, just over half a tenth quicker than Leclerc. Lando Norris. This has been a good lap so far by the look of it. Across the line he comes now, and he goes nearly 0.3 quicker than Oscar Piastri. Marker laid down between the two McLarens. Antonelli is nearly 0.75 of a second down on the fastest McLaren at the moment. Russell approaching the middle sector, 6 and a bit tenths down as he comes through the second sector. So Ferrari seem to have stepped forward, at least with one car. Jack Doohan might be the outlier at the moment. I can, of course, keep you updated, Ishmeet. Antonelli goes fourth fastest. Here comes George Russell. He goes only sixth. Wow. George Russell. But again, this isn't going to decide positions. This is all about being in the top 15. And currently not in the top 15 are Gabriel Bortoleto, Nico Hülkenberg, Max Verstappen, Esteban Ocon and Yuki Tsunoda. But the two Red Bulls still need to set a representative lap time. I don't think they will find themselves in that position unless there is a major malfunction of driver ability on their final lap. But very interesting that Lando Norris has put a little bit of an edge on his teammate. Let's move this screen slightly across so we can see the positions slightly better. There we go. Does this have drag race? It does not. Well, we have drag reduction systems, but we don't have a drag race as such. Ocon up to 9th. So currently locking out the back row are the Red Bulls because they haven't set a lap time. Hülkenberg to 10th place. That lap time from Jack Doohan is really standing up well after I said he'd go out in Q1. Okay, he's ahead of Russell, he's ahead of Hamilton, he's ahead of Ocon. He is 0.3 ahead of his teammate Gasly. Imagine both Red Bulls mess up their final laps and they're 19th and 20th. That would be madness. Both Red Bulls are out on circuit now, though, so they will get a clear lap in. They will be fine, unless they make a horrendous error. But I'm almost certain they would have put 2 laps of fuel in the car in terms of flying laps, just in case. Hadjar needs to step up as well. Yeah, he's only 17th. But I think there's more speed in that Racing Bull. And obviously the track will be improving as the session goes on because the temperature's coming down, so the engine works better, the tyres don't wear as much because they don't get so hot. Hey Optics, Tsunoda was quicker than Max. He was, but then he had his lap time deleted, so, you know, was he only quicker because he cut the corner? Alpine best of the midfield this weekend, says Crazy Plays. Yeah. Alpine have looked much better. I mean, they looked good in pre-season, didn't they? And then the first 3 races, it's kind of been a bit, back to the usual Alpine inconsistencies. But they look good here. Maybe their car is strong on rear limited circuits. A bit like the McLaren, just it lacks performance in terms of overall speed. Oh, the timing tower on the TV has both the Red Bulls in the pit lane, but the graphic, because they're lit up in white, the graphic has them as on the circuit. That's weird. Okay, I thought they were going out for a clear lap, but no. They are in the pits. Some of the information, yeah, there was a shot of Yuki Tsunoda. That would have given it away if I'd been paying attention. Right, riding with Carlos Sainz. Hopefully he doesn't need the toilet like he did just before the race in Japan. Those of you who have said someone different for pole position that's not Norris or Piastri, tell me in the chat right now. I want to know who you think is going to be on pole because if they're not driving a McLaren, I don't see it, to be honest. I just don't see it. What I do see, though, is Oliver Behrman. And I was lucky enough to get this in the mail today. This came from Inside F2, a signed driver card of Oliver Behrman for Prema. There's some others up there. I'll show you them in between the sessions. Yeah, it's a bit funny, isn't it? But it's just sort of a respect thing, isn't it? Making sure all the drivers are there because the country's hosting the race, so they should do their bit. And I think that's fair enough, but I don't think they should be fined. I think there should just be there should be something else. If Tsunoda goes out, you'll be sad. Hello, Knight. Welcome to the stream. So, Behrman, 29.3, first sector. That is up there with some of the best. And he needs a good lap. He's on the bubble. Bortoletto is quicker than Behrman's lap, but slower than he has been before. And it's not as quick as Behrman this time round. 2 minutes remain in the session. Stroll, 4/10 up on Behrman's current lap time, but not the one he's doing right now. In fact, he's a half a tenth up. Hadjar, 29.2 first sector. What's Behrman got middle sector? He's a second. It's not an improvement for Behrman. He's lost 3/10 compared to what he did before. Charles Leclerc has stayed in the pit lane. But there's his teammate Lewis Hamilton, who should get a nice tow from Ollie Behrman down the pit straight. Antonelli moves to third fastest It's more like it from the Mercedes, but I fear the McLarens are going to go and blow everyone away. Behrman to 13th. That's probably not quite good enough. Here's Bortoleto coming across the line. Albon now the man at danger. And Bortoleto goes 12th fastest. I think Oliver Behrman might be in a lot of trouble here. That's not good enough from the Bear. Stroll goes 14th. Behrman is in big trouble. He is about to be eliminated. Here comes Hadjar. Is 18th. Moves to 5th. And Behrman is out. That's a shame. Oh dear. Oh dear. Max Verstappen starts his latest flying lap. Carlos Sainz up to 6th place. Have you missed anything, George? Hello and welcome. Max Verstappen made a mistake on his first lap and Yuki Tsunoda had his lap time deleted. Hamilton flying first sector. 28.9. What's Verstappen got? He has done a 29.1. Although Hamilton's first sector time will be flattered by the fact that he had a massive toe. Doohan to P3! 3/10 off of the pole position lap time right now. Tsunoda is matching Norris's current fastest lap time in the first sector. Lawson up to 14th. Albon needs a lap. Has he started one? I don't even know. Lawson probably will be out. Unless Max Verstappen... Hamilton goes second fastest. Good lap from the Ferrari driver. Verstappen, unless he blows it at the final corner again, will get through to the second part of qualifying. Here he comes. Can he get the braking right? Yes, he probably took a little bit more caution in there. Just to be sure, he doesn't need to go for pole right now. He just needs to get into the top 15 and he goes into the top 3. Third fastest for the reigning world champion. Yuki Tsunoda is coming through the final corner as we ride on board on the front wing nose camera of the Red Bull. Yuki Tsunoda gets to 11th fastest. Albon needs a lap. Here he comes. Behrman's probably going to line up last. Oh no, Behrman. Albon gets to 14th and that should be everybody. Albon. Is Albon out? Oh, Hulkenberg's still doing a lap. So here comes Hulkenberg and he bumps Albon into 16th place. Wow, wow. So, for the first time, Carlos Sainz qualifies ahead of Alex Albon. So out go Behrman, Stroll, Bortoleto, Liam Lawson and Alex Albon. No, I didn't expect to see Albon out in Q1. But, wow, Tsunoda is 6/10 off pole and then the bottom 6 are covered by 4/10 of a second. So it's really tight. You have to nail the lap. Obviously Hamilton getting a purple first sector, but he was 3/10 down in the middle sector against Norris. He matched him in the final sector. So, yeah, if Ferrari play it correctly, they could slipstream one of their cars to the front row. Albon. Doohan's going to get pole. Imagine. Where did Doohan end up? He ended up 5th. Unbelievable scenes. Lock up from Albon, costing him time. Yeah, like I said, you've got to nail the lap. Right, let me show you those driver cards. A whole bunch of them came in the post. So we've got 2 of Oliver Behrman. There you go. That's the other side of the same one. So we've got a signed Clement Novalak. He was, of course, with MP Motorsport in 2022 when Felipe Drugovich became the F2 champion. We have Fred Vesti, who took part in FP1 this weekend with Mercedes. runner-up in 2023 in Formula 2 to Théo Pourchaire. Now, you might have heard of this guy. Liam Lawson, part of the Red Bull Junior team. This was back when he was driving for Rodin Carlin back in 2022. Yeah, because Sargent made his debut in 23. This is back when Lawson had long hair, as you can see. So yeah, that's pretty cool. Nice thing to receive in the post today. Both Alpines into Q3. Gasly gives Doohan the biggest tow of his life and gets pole. Imagine. Or Doohan wants Gasly to be replaced. Yeah, of course he does. So who's going out in Q2? So Sainz, Ocon, Alonso, Tsunoda, Hülkenberg would be the bottom 5 if you took the current top 10. I think a lot of those drivers have more. So I'm going to go with Hülkenberg. I'm going to go with Alonso, Hadjar, Doohan. Remember, I tipped Doohan to go out in Q1 as well. You're welcome, Jack. And Ocon. Sainz is going to get through. Reported ERS problem. Did I say Tsunoda? I can't remember. So I'm going to go Hülkenberg, Alonso, Ocon, Hadjar, and Doohan. Oh, it was DRS, not ERS. Bit of analysis here on Behrman. A lot of understeer. Oh. Oh, it's a very scruffy lap from Behrman, that. Yeah, on a track with 3 DRS zones, you don't want DRS closing halfway down one of them. Never ideal. Right, Q2 is green. And we'll get some teams, some cars on the track. Just having a look at the football results. So we had, obviously, Manchester City win 5-2 over Crystal Palace. Brighton drawing 2-2 with Leicester. Everton getting a massive win over Nottingham Forest, 1-0. And Villa beating Southampton 3-0. That's hardly a surprise because Southampton are awful. Not cars on track. Yeah, they'll all go out. They'll all do a lap and then they'll get back in because they want. The thing is, on this sort of circuit with the straights, do you want to get that toe, which could be so crucial, but then you're going to lose time through the corners. Used tyres for Fernando Alonso, so they'll be going out on used tyres. Everton scored in the last minute. Oh, wow. Smash and grab. Also, hello, Electric. How you doing? Oh, 94th minute from Decore. Wow. Drama, drama, drama. Hajar signs knock-on covered by 3 thousandths of a second in Q1. Yeah, it's super close. I think everyone's going out on old tyres or used tyres, unless that... Who's that up ahead? Is that Laws? That's Hajar on new tyres? Yeah, that Forest loss is useful. But they should be alright. They should still get top 5. You forgot quality was on. Well, you haven't missed too much. But you'll be here for the important bit. Right, here comes Yuki Tsunoda. Hooks up the first apex quite nicely. Decent run through turn 2. A lot of curb on exit. Let's see what his first sector time is saying. Oh, slightly wide of the apex. And then, oh, was that track limits? 29.2. What's happened to Ocon? We've got yellow flags. Yellow flag. Oh, gone. It's back. Oh, dearie me. That's a huge accident. That is an enormous accident. Yep. Oh, that's where Mazepin crashed. Oh. That's a repair job, isn't it? Well, I did say Ocon would be out in Q2, but I didn't think it would be like that. Oh, that's a whole new gearbox. That rear end is absolutely smashed to pieces. Oh. And it's right in front of like 3 of the 4 grandstands in Bahrain. Yeah, the rear wing's done. The engine might need changing. At least this has stayed, you know, intact, unlike others that have been crashed at this circuit. I mean, no crashes are good, but I think he's gone in backwards, which isn't as bad as maybe going in forwards. First corner's good. Oh, swapper. It's not, yeah. Like I said, no crash is good, but it's not too bad a crash. Like in terms of the driver, he's gone in backwards. It's okay. He's actually done a Mazepin, yeah. Carlos Ford, 1 down, 4 to go. Yeah, what does this do for drivers in terms of their laps now? Are they going to go out on the same tyres again? That wasn't ideal for Tsunoda. Only Tsunoda and Hulkenberg had actually started a lap, and Ocon. but Ocon is now in the wall. Everybody else was on an out lap, I think. So they'll probably just go straight out on those tyres again, do a quick lap, come back in, change the tyres, and off they go. Just for anyone who's here and is not in the Discord, make sure you join the Discord. There should be a link popping up any second now. Or not. My big mouse cursor on the screen. Where was it? Now can you see it? Yeah, it'd just be getting the tyres in the right window. Right, we'll get session back underway in a few minutes' time. Alright, here's a replay of Hulkenberg and how he nearly Hulk smashed into the wall. Yeah, it's just wheel spin. I think Ocon had that snap of oversteer and then he got onto the curb, which generated more oversteer, and it just spat him out the other side. Is that the first red flag in quali this season? Yes. I think so. Don't think we have one for Australia. Yes, they're all going out on used tyres. This is a good shot, going all the way along the pit lane as they're all stopped, saying hello to the drivers. It's a bit like Formula E where they come down the grid. One off for the bingo. Brundle bingo or Aaron Harper AHGP bingo? That's the words I'm trying to get out. Off we go. I'm not that far behind actually. It's still 37 past the hour. That's 38 past the hour. Oh, you have an F1 bingo. Red flag and quali is one of. Oh, okay. What's happening with Hulkenberg? Is he going anywhere? Alright, so they'll all get a first lap in and they'll all get another lap in because they only get 12 minutes in Q3 anyway, so not a problem. Nice arty shot of the wheel gun there with the McLarens in the background. Brundle's just copied what I said. Is that brand new tyres for the McLarens? Looks like it. They might just send Tsunoda out on new tyres at the end of the session. Right, first flying lap of Q2 with Kimi Antonelli then. It's fairly clean. There's a wild Alpine halfway up the straight to turn 4. There's a bit of traffic he'll get through this lap. One of the Ferraris, an Aston Martin. Tsunoda did a 29.2. For reference in Sector 1 before the red flag. Oh, Kimi was wandering towards the outer circuit there. It's a 29.1 for the young Italian. Bahrain's a great circuit. I don't like racing it on the F1 game. Russell a 29.0, 10th up on his teammate. Oh, the Mercedes have been noted for leaving the garage before the resumption time announced. Oh dear. Mercedes could be in a bit of trouble there. I've never seen that before, so I wouldn't know what penalty that would come with. Probably a fine. So Antonelli does a 39.3 middle sector. That's the best he's done in this session. The Ferrari of Leclerc should get a nice tow from the Mercedes to start its lap. Russell has done a 39.4. Sorry, 39.5. Norris a 28.9 first sector. McLaren have got so much pace in hand. Antonelli's giving Leclerc a tow. He's just trying to get as much of it as he can. Here comes Jack Doohan to start a lap. Russell, 31.4. Antonelli with a very good lap there on the used tyres. In comparison to his teammate, Hadjar is miles off. Piastri, 28.8 in the first sector. It's about a tenth quicker than, so half a tenth quicker than Lando Norris. What's Verstappen done? A 29 flat. Remember, the McLarens are on new tyres. Norris, purple middle sector. Oh, what happened to the camera there? We've seen that on F1 Manager. Sainz has got in between the two Mercs. Piastri is purple. Remember, Norris topped the first session and He goes with a 30.5. Verstappen aborts the lap. Here comes Piastri. It's been an excellent lap so far. 30.5 to beat, and he beats it by a tenth. Hamilton pits. I mean, Piastri was a tenth up in first sector, well, half a tenth first sector, half a tenth. Well, it's just over a tenth sector 2. And then he lost a tenth in the final sector. Doohan goes 6th. Doing well. He's ahead of Gasly again. Yeah. Did Leclerc? Leclerc completed his lap. So the pressure's on for all of those drivers who haven't got a time, of which, once again, the Red Bulls are among. But I think Tsunoda's going to go first, get hopefully a nice clear lap in. Hadjar preparing to come straight back out. Yeah, we only have 9 lap times on the board. I did see that electric. It was, yeah. It's weird, isn't it? How some fines are larger than others, but I don't make the rules. Hadjar was way off the track. That would explain why he aborted his lap. The McLarens have only just got back to the pit lane, but they shouldn't need to run again. They're half a second clear of everybody else. I mean, the advantage that getting through Q1 and Q2 on 2 sets of tyres buys you is just enormous. They could even keep a set of softs back for the Grand Prix if there's a safety car late on. It's just such an option for them. So who have we got out already? So the 2 Mercs are out. Hamilton, the 2 Red Bulls, they're on track. Leclerc will need to come back out. Yeah. So, George Russell is the first driver to start the final push laps. Bangs on the brakes just at the 100-metre board. Nose goes in nicely. Yeah, Leclerc's come back out. DRS open. Antonelli with a 28.9 first sector. What's Russell got? He's matched Piastri almost. It's 28.9. He is precisely 3 thousandths of a second quicker than Antonelli in the first sector. Tsunoda is down. He's on a 29.0. Hamilton, 29.0. You're watching from Turkey, Jerza. I'm guessing you're on holiday? Right, Antonelli did a 39.1 and Russell has done a 39 flat for a middle sector. Norris is back out on the track. Antonelli up to P3, only a quarter of a second off the pole. Russell, was he impeded slightly there? Not impeded, but was it just off-putting. Here comes George Russell. He goes third fastest. Fastest final sector. As Carlos Sainz gets a slipstream. Here's Tsunoda. Needs this lap time. Only P6. What's Hamilton got? He's on a 39.1 middle sector. He goes fifth. Gasly fastest in the middle sector. Where's that coming from? What? Hadjar, 8th fastest. Leclerc, what do you... He's starting a lap. Verstappen is 3/10 down after the first 2 sectors. Gasly is flying with a capital F. What does he do? Third within 2/10 of Piastri. Pierre Gasly. What? Incredible. Alonso's a second down. Verstappen only 7th in between the Ferraris. He should be safe. Alonso won't beat that. Sainz did a 38.9. Sainz is slightly quicker. 14th for Alonso. He's gone. Ocon's gone. Doohan is on a lap. Sainz to P6. So Doohan and Hulkenberg. Oh, the Red Bulls could be in a bit of trouble here. If Hulkenberg strings a mega sector together, will he get out? No. So Verstappen's safe. Leclerc. Oh, Doohan! No! Oh. Leclerc doesn't have to complete the lap, but it might be worth it. P6 for Charles Leclerc. Red Bull 9th and 10th. Wow. Gasly P3. Doohan was so close there. The top 6 covered by less than 0.3 of a second. That's incredible. Wow. Tsunoda only just scraping in. Verstappen only, well, I'll say only just. He's a half second off pole. It's so funny when Alonso says, yeah, we got the most out of it, and he's only 14th. Honestly. Right, I'm going to go and make myself a drink. I will be right back for Q3. We will end the poll here. Imagine if Gasly out-qualifies a McLaren. That would be nuts. So the majority say Oscar Piastri for pole position. I think that is a good bet. I'll be right back. All right, we are back. We're on board with Max Verstappen here. Pumped that Sainz is finally into Q3. I mean, that's good news for my fantasy team because he's in it. And I think he's the ×2 driver as well. If I'm investigating the Mercs for the pit lane incident, yeah. Oh, wow. The Verstappen having to crank on the steering lock like he's driving a early 2010s Ferrari. Wow. Oh my god, the steering. Yeah, that Red Bull just isn't working how Max wants it to work. It might need, I'd forget a lot of work. I think it needs rewriting. Yeah, all the understeer, he can't get onto the power as early as he wants to. You can hear he wants to, he's trying to. Yeah, maybe, but they have a chance if they can perfect this car, Alvarado, to win this World Championship. But they need to nail this car. If they can get the most out of it, then that will obviously allow Verstappen to perform. So Piastri and Norris split by 1/10 of a second in Q2. I would absolutely concur with James Vowles that there is much more to come from Carlos Sainz in a Williams. And the thing is, if they deliver a good car next year and Mercedes give them a good engine, Williams could be right at the front, contesting for podiums and even race wins. Alright, here we go. Cars coming out of the garage. Used tyres for Yuki Tsunoda. Alright, session is green. Off we go. Q3. So I think what we already know, and barring a mistake, it's going to be an all McLaren front row. So I think the question is, who is going to be the highest placed non-McLaren? So let's say who's going to finish third. Who's going to qualify third? Hamilton sleeping at the wheel. Nah, I think he's all right. He's just in the queue, isn't he? So I'm going to go... Obviously, Gasly was third fastest in Q2. Going to go Charles Leclerc for P3. Going to go Charles Leclerc for P3. Who does everyone else think is going to get third place on this grid behind the McLarens? There's Hulkenberg. Alvarado goes Leclerc 2. Just the Mercedes on new tyres. So they must have 2 sets of new soft tyres to play with. Antonelli will pull a shocker and go third, says Electric. Almost everyone can be third, says Alvarado. I mean, it's open. Pierre Gasly did it in Q2. Can he repeat the Oracle in Q3? Right, Tsunoda's first lap underway into the braking zone for turn 1. Yep, hooks that up nicely. I mean, he's not been all at sea in this car. You can see it's not giving the drivers complete confidence. But it's just underlining already that they should have put Tsunoda in for the start of the season. And Lawson was thrown in way too early. But is it still the right decision if you do a wrong decision first? Verstappen a 29.6. He's made a huge mistake in the first sector, or the tyres are not happy. Antonelli does a 29.3 first sector. Tsunoda's doing alright, 39.4 mid-sector. That's not competitive at all with what Gasly did. It's 6/10 slower, obviously used tyres. Verstappen, 39.5. What is he doing in this lap? Russell, 29.8, 28.8 on the brand new tyres. Verstappen 4/10 down on Tsunoda on this lap alone. That's a massive surprise. Final sector is much better, but only by a 1/10. Oh, he made a mistake, turn 1. Antonelli goes fastest on a 31.4. That's not particularly quick from Kimi. Here comes Russell. Purple in both sectors. Verstappen can't brake. But Russell goes 1.1 seconds quicker than Antonelli as Norris sets a 28.8. He's over a 10th up already on his teammate. Gasly goes 4th. Here comes Lewis Hamilton. Obviously all of these are on used tyres. Hamilton goes 2nd. He's a 2nd behind Russell, but a lot of that can be down to the new versus old tyre. What's Norris on? He's on a used... says he's on a used tyre. Piastri, 38.7, middle sector. Norris will be coming up any second now. He's slightly down on Piastri. It's swung the other way. It's so close between the McLarens. Charles Leclerc goes 2nd fastest. A 10th ahead of his teammate. Piastri, what have you got? He goes fastest. Only a 10th quicker than Russell. That's a great lap from George Russell. Lando Norris. Only 3rd. Wow, Norris. Oh. What a lap from George Russell. Oh, okay. Martin Brundle's just copying everything I say. Every time I say it, he says the same thing. Verstappen, what's going on here? Oh, big slide. Just about keeps it in track limits. Yeah, everyone will be on new softs for the second run, but, well, Russell on the fresh softs, only a 10th, and splits the McLarens. McLaren can still put on the new tyre. That's Antonelli with the lock-up. Okay, so Verstappen is currently 10th. All to do for a driver not feeling the confidence on the brakes on a circuit where you've got 3, maybe 4 big braking zones. Okay, so just slightly used tyres for McLaren. Antonelli has a lap time deleted for track limits. So Hulkenberg's had a lap time deleted and he's now 16th. Huh? So what they've done is I think what they figured out is that Hulkenberg should have had a lap time deleted in Q1. Oh, that's not good. Oh, Hamilton's lap time deleted as well. Yeah, James Vowles won't be happy with that. I know they don't have a huge amount of time to go through it all, and it can be really fine details. Yeah, you can't be having lap times deleted from Q1 when Q3 is like 4 or 5 minutes from completion, and you've had a red flag during Q2. I don't think that's... Yeah. That's not a good look for the FIA, especially when there's all sorts kicking off there as well. So Hamilton and Antonelli, pressure on them because they don't have a lap time as yet. Pressure on Verstappen. He needs a lap time because he's only P8 and isn't feeling super confident. Here's the lap time deletion for Hamilton. Yep. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it depends on the positioning of the camera, whether they can see it quickly enough. And they're probably making a bit of a guesstimation on some of them. Right, here we go then. Kimi Antonelli is the first driver to cross the line to start their final flying lap of the session. Yep, much better into turn 1, no lock-up. Hooks up the apex. DRS opens up. He's charging down to turn 4. Could probably be a little bit more left. Opens up the corner. That was nice. Hooks it up. We're all good. And he's on the pace of Piastri. It's a 28.8. Good sector from Kimi Antonelli. What's Russell got to say? Oh, he's fastest. George Russell. Mercedes are in the chat. Mercedes have entered the chat. What does Hamilton have? He's half a tenth slower than Piastri. But it's all in the traction zones, the middle sector where McLaren are doing the damage. Leclerc 28.9. He's just quicker than Hamilton, so the Ferraris are neck and neck at the moment. Gasly 28.8 first sector. Gasly could be in the top 5 here. Tsunoda goes 4th fastest. Russell is flying. George Russell is on one right now. The McLarens haven't started a lap. Hamilton is already 3.5 tenths down on Piastri. Antonelli goes to the top of the times. Wow. But Russell's about to blow that away. Piastri 28.7 first sector. Russell goes fastest. Here comes Lewis Hamilton. Can he get ahead of Tsunoda? Just about. So P5 for Lewis Hamilton. Ferrari not quite at the race. He's 3/4 of a second off the pace. Leclerc, second fastest for Ferrari. Hamilton, terrible lap. Verstappen, 1/4 of a second down on Russell. Norris not improving first sector. It's a 29.0 for him. He needs a big middle sector. Here comes Verstappen, currently 10th fastest. Piastri flying middle sector. George Russell's pole position is at threat here, but not from Norris. Verstappen only 7th. Oscar Piastri is going to take pole position if he can just keep it all together in the final corner. He's done that. Drive for the line now, Oscar. Take the pole. Here he comes. Oh, a 10th and a bit. Excellent lap. Lando Norris, 6th place at the moment. Stays P6. Lando, what are you doing? He's been out-qualified by an Alpine. Carlos Sainz goes 8th and Hamilton's down to 9th. Oof. Piastri, Russell, Leclerc, the top 3. Lando. Wow. Honestly, that's a blown opportunity for Norris. Forget the fact that Piastri's on pole. He just needed to be on the front row. My word. What a lap though from Piastri. 38.5 in the middle sector. No one else could get anywhere near that. Well, Gasly got a 38.6. Norris got a 38.6, but I don't think that was on his best lap. Or on his last lap, at least. Wow. Hamilton only a 39 flat. Half second down in the middle sector. Not ignoring Gasly. He's P5. He did an amazing job. Antonelli as well. Second row of the grid. Top work from him. Wow. Oscar Piastri takes his 2nd career pole position. We are in for one heck of a Bahrain Grand Prix. But Piastri will run away. It's whether Norris can make his way through the pack. Hamilton now qualified by the person he replaced. Yes. Pierre Gasly, indeed. P5. Great job from him. Charles Leclerc. I said he'd get P3. I didn't expect George Russell to be 2nd. But what a qualifying session. Very, very enjoyable. Bahrain's always a great qualifying session. It's a bit like Monaco in that sense. Sometimes it can be just as exciting as the race. Although in Monaco's sense, qualifying is more exciting. Amazing. Right. I think we've got a fantastic race on our hands tomorrow. Hey, Jamil. Sainz ahead of Hamilton. Indeed. Brilliant session. Should be a cracking race. Can Lando catch up with Oscar? Can he stay ahead of Verstappen? Lots to look forward to. Thanks for joining me in this watch along. I'll try and do some more of these over the course of the season. They won't be for every race. Just depends what I'm up to and times as well. The early and late ones, not always particularly good timings for watch-alongs, but we'll get some more of these as we go through the season. So thank you very much. I will see you tomorrow for more F1 Manager Max Drag Chaos. And remember, you're the best fans. Be fast or be last.